You make the claim in the Jubilee video that Christ doesn't claim to ever be God.
That's what I think. But I also don't think that means what Christians think it means, for some quite interesting techie reasons.
Wait, why?
So there are two elements of the I am statement here, like in John chapter 8. Jesus is speaking to his Jewish opponents, and they say, and he's talking about eternal life, and they say, well, our father Abraham, he died. Are you saying you're greater than him? And Jesus says, Abraham rejoiced to see my day. And the Jews say, you're not even 80 years old, and Abraham has seen you. You've seen Abraham. And he goes, truly I tell you, before Abraham was, I am. At which point they pick up stones to stone him to death. So the Christians say they knew he was committing blasphemy. They knew he was claiming to be God. That's why they tried to stone him to death. There are a few interesting things that need to be pulled out of this, right? The New Testament is written in Greek. So what Jesus actually says there is, before Abraham was, ego eimi, which means I am. That is also a phrase that can just mean like, it's me. It's a very normal phrase that is used in Greek. So in the next chapter, Jesus heals a blind man. The blind man runs into town, and they say, isn't this the man who was born blind? And the man says, ego eimi. It's me. Yeah. So sometimes it can mean that. But in this context, it's a little bit weird because he uses it in the present tense. He says, before Abraham was, I am. Or it's me. Or something like that. People think that what's going on here...
Ebonics.
In the old...
Ebonics. No. He's just going, I'm him.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Go.
I actually kind of think that's basically what is going on, actually. But like
uneducated?
I think... No, I mean, like when you know, that sort of like, you know, I'm him kind of thing. Yeah. I think some of the like Son of Man statements kind of approximates something.
Okay.
But whatever. In the Old Testament, in the book of Exodus, which is written in Hebrew, Moses is talking to God, and God says to him, and God like is speaking to him through the burning bush and all this kind of stuff. And Moses says, when I go back to my people, who shall I tell them sent me? Like, what's your name? And God says, Eesha, Asher, Eesha. I am that I am, or I am who I am. So go and tell them that I am has sent you. Eesha, Asher, Eesha. Go and tell them that Eesha has sent you. And so when Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am, he is invoking the name that God gave himself in Exodus, which is I am. So that's the line. That's why they think that's the case. I'm suspicious of this for a few reasons. Firstly, it can also just be a normal statement. So let's figure out which one's going on here. The Old Testament is written in Hebrew mostly. And this passage, Eesha, Asher, Eesha, means something like I am that I am. But the New Testament's written in Greek. So the people who wrote the New Testament were using a Greek translation of the Old Testament. Right?
Oh, got it.
They're writing
they're not
Greek.
consuming the Hebrew.
No.
They're consuming the Greek.
And it's well known